from Amazing Collectibles. And if you want to do it right, you do what? If you wait.
If you want to do it right, collect what you like.
Okay, I got the first part.
What up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of Movies and Shows with Comics and Pops, and we're going to be talking about the new Snake Eyes trailer that was released today. But before we get started, I want to introduce our friend of the podcast, a G.I. Joe fan, Joe on Joe Podcast. Joe, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, Alonzo. Thanks for having me on. It's a new Snake Eyes trailer. How could I not be better? It's Snake Eyes launching to the world today. It's very exciting.
Right? I mean, I'm excited. I mean, you know what? What were your thoughts on the original teaser trailer?
Well, it was doing a lot of lifting. It was I'll say that to be kind to it, because while the action looks great, it very much looks like introducing generic ninja movie number 6 to the world, which is cool. Which I get it. I get you 6, yeah. Going back to like Ninja 2, Ninja 3, Ninja 4, then they did Ninja 5, The Revenge, and now we're at Ninja 6. So, like they're doing lifting. They're trying to show the world, hey, you remember G.I. Joe, and deeper than G.I. Joe, you guys remember Snake Eyes, the mute guy that barely has said anything, but if you're a fan, you know who he is. But if you're not a fan, you probably, there's a good chance you don't know who he is, even though he's the coolest part of the team. So I totally get what they were doing with the teaser, that first teaser one. Just saying, here's a cool ninja action movie coming out. Get ready.
I hear you. But you know what? But before we get into the trailer itself, let's give shout outs to the group chat. So let's start off with X1 Bravo. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. We're also looking at Something Wong. Thank you for joining us. And then Ian over there, Hood Rat Comics. Buenos tardes, mi amigo. Thank you for showing up and supporting the podcast. And also, we got C-List E-Man. Thank you for joining. And just so you know, C-List Villains, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. They have an exciting reveal, so you don't want to miss it. So make sure to set your notification buttons or alarms, whatever you need to do, but you need to get to C-List Villains, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today. All right, guys. Oh, and we got Uncle Rudy. Uncle Rudy, what's going on?
What's up, stream?
That's right. So with that, let's get started. Let's take a look at this trailer right now. So here we go. Trailer for Snake Eyes that just dropped today. Here we go.
Push boy! Boss wants to see you.
I'm in trouble?
Someone is.
This man betrayed our trust. Do it.
I gotta get him a son now! You saved my life. We are going home.
I don't have a home.
Not yours. Mine. I can't change your past. But I can offer you a purpose. For 600 years, our ninja have brought peace to the world. believe in you.
All right, what do I have to do?
I gotta get in my zone now.
The 3 challenges of the warrior.
I'm on a new level.
The 3 challenges in the what now? If you survive, you will gain access to our knowledge and our power.
Cobra is coming.
What's Cobra?
A shadow organization devoted to global revolution. I've been following you for some time.
Do I know you?
I know you, Snake Eyes.
Join us.
I'm on a new level.
This is your destiny.
I'm on a new level.
Oh,
Woo!
I'm a sucker for that
Man.
mask. Sucker.
Wow, that was some good stuff. That was some
Sucker.
good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, you are the G.I. Joe expert. So
Well, listen,
what do you think?
you guys, kids out there, you guys loved Batman Begins, right? You guys loved when Wolverine fought in cage matches. So, guess what? We're gonna put Snake Eyes in both of those movies.
I hear you, man. I mean, I was liking it. I was like, you know what? Something's going down. Oh my goodness. But you know what? A couple more people just got into the chat. Just wanted to say hello to Mr. Hip Hops and Me, Steve.
What's up,
What's
guys?
going on, Steve? Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate you. And that's all we got right now. So go ahead.
So deep dive, like to kind of granularly look at what they're giving us so far. It does seem what is it when a guy doesn't have anything to lose? He's in cage. It looks like it was a cage fight, possibly inside of a prison, even. You know, like that's a guy whose life has gone, you know, into the dirt. So that tells me they may still be doing that thing where his whole family gets killed, right? And it's because that's the Snake Eyes origin that everyone wants, you know, where he's a soldier and then he comes home, but his family's all dead, so he has nothing. He fought for his country, but now he has nothing left to live for. And then he travels to Japan to study with the Arashikages, right? So it does seem like he is at his lowest point for some reason. They didn't hint at it, so that's cool. If they're sticking to that,
Okay.
you know, it's totally Batman Begins, and
I liked it. You know what? I would agree. I mean, I kind of like that little intro that they have. But again, I didn't know all that backstory for Snake Eyes, so I appreciate you letting me know, because I just thought that maybe he just needs the money because he's working at Fisherman's Wharf. You know?
No. I'll billboard it. I'll billboard it very quickly. But basically, and it was set in Vietnam, so you'd have to update it. But basically, he was a soldier in Vietnam. He got all shot up and sent home all bandaged up. It's not where he lost his face. It's not where he lost his vocal cords, but he got hurt really bad. Storm Shadow saved his life. Storm Shadow was a soldier alongside him in Vietnam. And when he came home after being injured, he waited at the airport for hours and hours and hours. His mom, dad, and twin sister never showed up at the airport. And the reason was, on the way to the airport, they were killed by a drunk driver.
Oh man!
Yeah. Now, if you go even further into because I'm gonna go real high level. So if anyone watching is like, oh, there's more to it, I get it. There's more to it. The reality is, the drunk driver that hit and killed his family is Cobra Commander's brother, and then Cobra Commander blamed his brother's death on Snake Eyes, and so that's what, you know what I mean. So like, there's levels that I get they don't have to do, but the broad strokes are Snake Eyes' his family. Yeah, so he goes to Vietnam, loses his family's dead, he has nothing to live for. He goes off to the High Sierras, and he goes off to the High Sierras for a little bit. Then Storm Shadow shows up and is like, "Hey man, come home with me. You've got no family. You've got." You've got nothing to live for. Come train with me, with my family, Ninja Clan. So that's how he gets into the Arashikages. They train. He becomes the favored son over Storm Shadow. There's a falling out. Someone gets murdered. The blame is put on Storm Shadow. he flees. Snake Eyes then leaves the dojo, and when he comes back to the States, he goes back to the cabin and hangs out with Timber as Wolf, and then that's when Hawk and Stalker show up and are like, "Hey, why don't you join the G.I. Joe team?"
Wow. So
I mean, yeah, those are the really broad strokes of it.
okay, yeah, I was about to say, so just kind of based on this trailer, it looks like they're reversing some of these roles, right? So you said Storm Shadow was the one that was helping Snake Eyes or save Snake Eyes, when it looks like, based on this trailer, it's Snake Eyes that saves Storm Shadow, and Storm Shadow takes him to Japan to say, hey, we're going to train together.
Yeah, it strikes me that Storm Shadow himself might be on that Batman Begins rich boy living in the world journey. You know what I mean? Because he goes from being in whatever, although it looked like he maybe was a kind of a higher level criminal, you know, with whatever that enforcer guy who was like, we have a traitor, you know. So, you know, who knows? That's just reading into the trailer. But yeah, and then it looks like he invites him, come hang out with me. So who knows how long they ran around together. But they're not hinting at any prior U.S. military service.
Yeah, but you know what? I am curious to see if that is true. You know, maybe, I mean, they have to have a relationship. It can't just be like,
yeah,
hey, fish gut guy, come over here. Let's join this gang together, and you know, let's get into shenanigans.
Yeah, the important thing is they become like brothers during a war. So during some kind of event, it needs to bond them, so that when they go to train as ninjas, it's a surrogate brother split that happens.
Gotcha. But you know what though? Just on the trailer itself, I mean, I like the action.
Oh yeah, looks amazing.
There's just so much of it. Like, I mean,
you might say it's on a new level.
Oh, how so? How so? Why didn't you tell me?
I don't know. That's what the soundtrack kept telling us over and over and over again. Yeah, no. The action looks really cool. It looks like ninjas with Fast and Furious going on. Yeah, like I still have yet to see. I mean, this is now them introducing. Oh, that's awesome! Bravo, that's great. This is them introducing the concept of Cobra, as far as trailers go. So now the audience is going, "Oh, G.I. Joe Cobra. Okay, I get it." That's exciting.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I'm always happy to see Scarlet.
Oh, of course. I mean, oh my God, even the Baroness. You know, there's just something about that tight leather outfit. You know, and she's strutting her stuff. I'm like,
yeah.
And just kind of based on the trailer too, it looked like that Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, they're like against Cobra. I mean, they were in that little conference room almost. So it seemed like they were on the same side.
Well, the voiceover says that the Arashikages have fought against evil, you know, for 600 years. And if Cobra's considered evil, then it does sound like that. So, you know, and at some point, it's Storm Shadow has a falling out with his own family because he joins Cobra, right? So maybe that's speculation, to a complete speculation, but maybe he was loaning out the abilities of the Ninja Clan to Cobra. Right. And so then there's a split within the Ninja Clan, because it seems like it is all very Ninja Clan focused, you know, like about they're going to give us this family, what this is all about. And then you have to have that split. So maybe that's what it is, where there's a certain number of those clan that says, hey, we follow Storm Shadow and we want to work for Cobra because, you know, for various reasons. And,
gotcha.
You know, and then maybe Snake Eyes leads another portion that's like, no, we need to stay good.
So one of the things I kind of noticed, and again, you know, let me know what your thoughts are. You know, when they were riding the motorcycles, we noticed that there was a woman also dressed in leather riding a motorcycle as well. Do you think that could be Jinx maybe? Or do you think it might be Scarlet?
It's a new character. If you give me a second, I could call it up. They've introduced, there's a toy. Her name's, I don't want to say it's Yukio, because that's the girl from the Wolverine Japanese stuff, but it's a new character. It's not specifically not Jinx.
Oh,
everyone thought it was. No, who knows? Scratch all that. They may end up saying, yeah, her just name happens to be this, but it turns out it's going to be Jinx. But according to the toy's not labeled Jinx at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I got my.
So Hasbro let the cat out of the bag then, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I could look it up and. You guys can Google it. It's on. You can pre-order. It's on the toys. You can pre-order it. And I'm sorry, the name's escaping, but it is a new character.
Ah, okay. I'm intrigued, and also too, how did all of this start? I mean, I I kind of feel like Scarlet, just kind of, again, based on the trailer, looks like she may have been part of the Ninja Clan.
Well,
or it's part of like a government agency.
Yeah. So in the comics, they actually did give her a martial arts background from the very beginning. She was from Atlanta. Her dad and her brothers ran a dojo, and she, learned there and kicked everyone's butt. Like it was, she was a really good martial artist. And then after hanging out with, yeah, you see list, no jinx, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go turn myself into the blind master just in protest.
That's right.
Wait, hold on. I am now the blind master. I can't see any of you people. My glasses are so thick. I might as well be. So, they in the comics and in the toy line, they eventually added her to the Ninja Force in this green and yellow toy. It was like V. Actually, it might have only been V2. They really didn't do many versions of Scarlet. And in the comic, they eventually kind of adopted her into the Ninja Clan because she was just hanging out with them all the time. So she does have a background in martial arts. I have a feeling she's a liaison here for G.I. Joe.
Okay.
That would make sense to me. You know how, remember in the is it Iron Man 2, they introduced Phil Coulson. Oh no, they introduced Phil Coulson in Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh no, I work for this agency," and then at the end he's like, "Yeah, Strategic Homeland Initiative," and it's, you got to work on that name. I have a strong feeling she's going to be similar to that in this role of being like, I work for an agency, and near the end of the movie, she's, someone's going to be like, "What's the name?" And she's going to be like, "It's called G.I. Joe."
So, do you think she's going to have a big role in this movie? I
hope so. I love Scarlett, and I love Samara Weaving. The actress is great. The Ready or Not movie was fantastic. She was the babysitter. She was awesome in. I'm a big fan of her work. She's really good. So I hope she has a big role.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell already. The Baroness, she has a big role. I mean, she's the one who's going to be, I guess, the face of Cobra, at least for this movie.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Destro or Cobra Commander. Now, for some of you listeners who may know a lot about the Joe-verse, Zartan is deep involved in the origins of Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Ooh. So I would not be shocked if someone in this movie is Zartan and we just don't know it yet. Now, I'm not speculating at all. I'm just throwing out there. The narrative of the story really, really ties Zartan into it. In fact, Zartan, spoilers for a 35-year-old story, Zartan's the one who kills the uncle, who kills the Hardmaster, which sets off the split between Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. So
you gave me goosebumps when you said Zartan might be in it. I was like, oh dang!
I'd be floored if they weren't forward thinking enough to at least hint at it, that whoever, assuming there's an assassination here, whoever that assassin is could, possibly more become Zartan. I'd be really shocked if they weren't laying groundwork for that, because, why all these quasi origin movies, they have to make everyone related to everybody. And Larry was doing it 35 years ago. So why not just take a note from his page and say, yeah, the assassin really was Zartan, or, something like that.
No, I hear you. I mean, it's a great way to kind of tie everybody in. And I think because it's a reboot or a prequel to the whole G.I. Joe universe, it's nice to see like faces that you'll see later on. Kind of like how Marvel did with Iron Man. It kind of led to like everything else. Yes. They're trying to world build here.
Totally. Absolutely. Yeah.
So
and I hope they learn that world building lesson, because one of the big failures of the previous two movies, like regardless of quality or whatever, they had such an easy opportunity to world build with G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is full of colorful costumes, colorful, identifiable, recognizable characters. And in the few scenes where you do see the team at large, like in the pit or whatever, all they had to do was, they literally could have brought cosplayers on for a few weeks to film these scenes. I'm not even joking. Just pay good cosplayers to hang out in the background dressed as Shipwreck, dressed as Bazooka, dressed as Zap.
Oh my God.
And all of our heads would have exploded, right? And you don't need to bring the same actors back if they end up making Shipwreck the movie, But that kind of world building I think was absolutely missing 100% from those first two movies. So I hope they learned that lesson.
I would hope so too. But you know what? Again, I like the whole aspect of, it seems like Snake Eyes and also Storm Shadow are going to go through similar trials. Where I thought that Storm Shadow might have already passed these, but it seems like they're going to be doing this together.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's part of what Storm Shadow was doing out in the world, in that Batman Begins beginning. That he's obviously out there under some guise of something. He's not just being Storm Shadow. He's on his ninja Rumspringa, right? So, so maybe that's a part of his personal trials.
You know what? I think so. And one of the other things too, it's like, so we saw Storm Shadow, bowing. We also saw Snake Eyes. Mm-hmm. Who do you think was that other person that was also bowing right next to him? Could it be that new character?
Zartan?
Ooh.
I don't know. No, honestly, I don't know. Was it, I couldn't take my eyes off Snake Eyes. Was it a guy or a girl? Was it a guy?
It looked like it was a girl.
Oh, well then that's probably that new character.
But you never know, right? I mean, But yeah. It looked like that. Whoever that figure bowing, it seemed like they were very petite.
Yeah, that genuinely might be that new. It totally was Serpentor's C-list. It absolutely was, and he was made from the DNA of all the famous ninjas throughout history.
That's right, and you can't forget, like when you mentioned Ninja 5, Electric Boogaloo. So don't forget that.
Totally. This I command.
But you have to have Dr. Mindbender if you're going to get Serpentor.
Well, that's so true. You got it. Maybe Dr. Mindbender's that's other ninja.
There you go.
If they're looking for a bald, half-blind guy, I'm willing to grow the mustache out. I'm just saying.
There you go. So, Joe, again, based on just the trailer itself, I know you're a huge G.I. Joe fan, but what are you going to go watch it?
I would absolutely go see it. It looks fun. It doesn't look epic. I'll be honest. Like I'm not gonna, I'm gonna keep it real. It does not look epic. It looks fun though. It looks like if I want to watch some good, kung fu-y action movies. Like your Fast and the Furiouses. This week we're getting. This looks like something like that. This looks a lot of fun. They haven't. There's like the plot trailer. This is more of the mission trailer. This is more of like the character mission trailer of showing you like the journey that Snake Eyes is on. This is not telling you what the plot of the movie is. This isn't saying that, because we're all speculating this, is this Cobra's trying to take over the world and Snake Eyes has to stop it? We have absolutely no idea what that stuff is. This is just the trailer showing you. First they introduced, hey, here's a concept of ninjas. Now this is this specific dude, the main character of this movie. He's down on his luck. He gets taken in by these ninjas, and he has to train to be a ninja. But to what end? I don't know what that is. So, yeah.
So I totally agree with you. I think it's just going to be a fun movie. It's going to have a ton of action. I will be perfectly honest. I watched both G.I. Joe movies in the theater just because I thought, hey, it looks like it's a fun movie.
Sure.
And I'll be honest, I didn't like the second one. I thought the first one was okay. But again, I'm always willing to give it a shot. I mean, it does look fun. I mean, I like that whole motorcycle scene. And I can't wait to see those ninja trials, right?
Yeah. I mean, the best part of the second movie was the ninja stuff. That mountain climb scene was gorgeous.
Right? It was beautiful.
Great. That was really great. That second movie was for the small budget that I think it was, and kind of a smallish movie. I think it was fun, but it was absolutely a mess of a narrative, That's a different podcast. We don't have to.
That is the anime. No, but like I'm just looking forward to it. The only thing that I'm missing is I always thought that Snake Eyes can't talk.
Yeah, so right. And so in the comics, he could talk. He was fine even after he got shot up in Vietnam. He was on a training mission in the early days of G.I. Joe. In fact, they actually went they told that story, and it actually wasn't. First, it was a training mission. Then they told the details of it, and it really wasn't a training mission. It was actually a mission to rescue the kidnapped. And this is deep comic book minutia. It was a rescue mission to kidnap or to rescue the kidnapped fiance of his now dead sister, George Straw. Yeah, don't get me. Yeah. And there were two helicopters flying next to each other in the desert, and one of the helicopters, the too much dust got into their turbines, right? So it was having trouble, and it veered into the helicopter that Snake Eyes and Scarlet and a Rock and Roll and a bunch of other Joes were on. So when they collided, Scarlet's web gear got caught in the door, so she couldn't get out of the helicopter, and everyone else was gone. So Scarlet couldn't get out. Snake Eyes stuck around to cut her free, and as he did so, the other helicopter exploded, and a bunch of basically jet engine fuel hit him right in the face and the neck. Like, he just blasted his face. And he came out of that helicopter just a smoking mess of melted face, carrying Scarlet. And that's how he could no longer speak. That's what ruined his vocal cords. It's what ruined his face. It's why he wears the mask. It's why he doesn't speak. In the original movies, they made the absolutely asinine decision to make it somehow a vow of silence, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. If I'm in a military unit and one of my guys says, I want to do a vow of silence, so then I'd be like, so that means if you see someone coming with a gun, you can't yell, hey, grunt, there's a guy with a gun. I'd be like, no, I can't, because I'm in a vow of silence. I would be like, you're off the team.
I would agree with you. But I mean, he's not. I don't know. Like,
no, so he's not silent in this one. I have a strong feeling he'll get something. They'll slice his throat or something like that. I don't know if they're going to go as far as to blow up his face, because it's handsome Henry Golding.
And I was about to say, he's so pretty. He is a crazy rich Asian. So
yeah. Who knows if they'll blow up his face, but I can't see how they would not incorporate at least the silence part of it.
I would hope so. I would love it, because again, for me, Snake Eyes is a silent ninja. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. He's great. He's the best. He's the greatest G.I. Joe character, hands down. He's the best. His V2, the one that came with Timber, the best action figure ever made of anything ever. It's the simplest design with just the right amount of accoutrement on it, and they didn't gild the lily, and they gave him a freaking Timberwolf. I mean,
that's right.
Okay, I'm in. It's the greatest action figure of all time.
All right. So Joe, again, you did say that you would recommend this movie to your fellow nerds and even your average Joes.
Of course.
So before we sign off, can you tell any and everybody where to find you?
Yeah, so the Joe on Joe podcast, I've been around for 6 years, and we basically started. We watched every episode of the cartoon in sequential order, and Mystery Science Theatered it for all 130 episodes, and we also did the G.I. Joe Extreme stuff. We're going to be getting eventually to all the cartoons, all the way up to the more modern stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then I also do a version of it called Joe on Joe Illustrated, where I take all that deep comic minutia and I apply it to every issue of G.I. Joe. So I'm on like issue 86 so far of that. So it's every week on Wednesday. You can find it on any podcatcher. Find me on social at Joe on Joe Pod. It's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And let me know you found me here on Comics and Pops from the Nerd Herd.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And just so you guys know, I did put Joe's information, his Instagram, and also his YouTube pages right here in the description. So make sure to sub him up. I mean, Joe is the man. If you're a G.I. Joe fan, you need to have him on your list. Lots of interesting things to say. Again, like, he is just getting right into the minutia of G.I. Joe, and it's awesome.
Thanks, Danime, etc. And thank you, Alonzo. Yeah, thanks for following Danime. Yeah, it's fun. And I bring a lot of comic book knowledge outside of just G.I. Joe stuff to my podcast. We talk about books that were on the shelves, the same month, in 88, 89, 90 and stuff. So it's just a lot of comic minutia talk.
I love it. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate you all. And if you want to do it right, watch What You Like.